In the heartbeat of a quiet Tuesday evening, Miller's corner store stood as a beacon of routine in a small neighborhood, its fluorescent lights casting a soft glow over the shelves. David Martinez, a single father with kind brown eyes, wiped the sweat from his brow as he stacked the last cans of soup on the shelf. It was 6 p.m., and the store was nearly empty, save for his 8-year-old son, Tommy, scribbling math problems at the counter. Tommy's hopeful gaze lifted from his homework, his eyes mirroring his father's. "Dad, can we grab ice cream on the way home?" he asked, his voice carrying the innocence of a child who rarely asked for anything. Money had been tight since David's wife, Sarah, passed away 2 years ago, but Tommy's small requests always tugged at his heart. "You've earned it, buddy," David said, ruffling his son's hair with a tired but genuine smile. The bell above the door chimed, and a woman in a sleek business suit strode in, her voice sharp as she barked into her phone about stock prices and boardroom deals. Trailing behind her was a small girl, no older than 6, her blue eyes wide with boredom. "Mommy, can we go home now?" the girl whispered, her voice barely audible over her mother's conversation. "Not now, Emma," the woman, Victoria Blackwood, snapped without looking up, her focus glued to her call. Emma wandered to a toy display, her fingers brushing a small figurine with a longing that David recognized all too well. She set it back gently, knowing better than to ask. David's heart twinged as he watched her. "That's a cool toy," he said softly, stepping closer. "My son Tommy loves those." Emma's face brightened, her shy smile revealing a spark of joy. "It's pretty, but Mommy's busy. She doesn't like when I ask for stuff during work time," she said quietly. David glanced at Tommy, who had paused his homework to watch them with curiosity. Before he could say more, the bell chimed again, but this time, the air shifted. 2 men in dark clothes, baseball caps pulled low, moved in fast, their steps purposeful. David's stomach dropped. Something was wrong. "Everyone stay calm, nobody gets hurt," the taller man barked, pulling a gun from his jacket. His partner locked the door, flipping the sign to closed with a swift motion. Victoria's phone slipped from her hand, clattering to the floor as her face strained of color. "Oh my God," she whispered. "Phones down, hands up," the gunman ordered, his voice cold. "Empty the register, toss over any jewelry. Make this quick." Old Mr. Miller, the store owner, fumbled with the cash drawer, his hands trembling. "Please, just take the money. Don't hurt anyone," he pleaded. The shorter robber snatched Victoria's designer watch and phone, grinning. "This'll cover rent for months," he sneered. David's eyes locked on Tommy, who cowered behind the counter, his small frame shaking. "Stay calm," David told himself. "They'll take the cash and go." But then a soft sob broke the tense silence. "I want my mommy," Emma whimpered, standing alone in the middle of the store, her small body trembling. "Shut that kid up," the gunman snapped, swinging his weapon toward her. Victoria lunged forward, her voice desperate. "Please, she's just scared. Emma, come to mommy." But Emma was frozen, tears streaming down her face as the gunman's patience frayed. "I said quiet," he roared, aiming directly at the little girl. David didn't think. He didn't have time to. Time slowed as he saw the gun's barrel trained on Emma, her terrified eyes wide with fear. He thought of Tommy, of how scared his son would be if he lost him. He thought of Sarah, who always said his heart was too big. Most of all, he thought of this little girl who just wanted her mother, who deserved to feel safe. David dove forward, shoving Emma out of harm's way. A deafening crack split the air. Pain exploded in his chest as he hit the floor, blood pooling beneath him. "Dad!" Tommy screamed, scrambling from behind the counter, his voice raw with panic. "What did you do?" the gunman shouted, his composure cracking. "This wasn't the plan. We're out," his partner yelled, grabbing the cash and bolting. The door slammed open as they fled into the night. Victoria dropped to her knees beside David, pressing her hands against his wound, her pristine suit soaking red. Tommy clutched his father's hand, tears streaming down his face. "Dad, don't leave me," he sobbed. David's vision blurred, but he found Tommy's face. "I'm not going anywhere, son," he whispered, his voice weak but steady. Victoria's eyes met his, wide with shock and awe. "Why? You don't even know us," she said, her voice breaking. David tried to smile through the pain. "She's just a little girl. She was scared." He coughed, blood staining his lips. Someone had to be her hero. Emma, now in her mother's arms, reached out and touched David's hand. "Thank you, mister," she whispered. "David," he said softly. "My name's David. This is my son, Tommy." Victoria's eyes filled with tears, a rare vulnerability breaking through her polished exterior. "I'm Victoria, and this is Emma. I don't know how to thank you." "Take care of your little girl," David rasped. "That's thanks enough." Paramedics rushed in, and Victoria stepped back, clutching Emma tightly. She didn't take her eyes off David as they worked to stabilize him. This stranger had risked everything for her daughter, a daughter she'd been too busy to truly see until this moment. David was in surgery for 3 grueling hours. Victoria sat in the hospital waiting room with Emma and Tommy, her mind reeling. She'd cancelled her meetings, ignored her phone, and stayed. Tommy sat quietly, clutching a small action figure David had bought him last month. Emma, still shaken, looked at him. "Is your daddy going to be okay?" she asked in a small voice. Tommy's serious eyes met hers. "My daddy's strong. When my mommy got sick, he took care of us all by himself. He works 2 jobs and still makes me breakfast every morning." He paused, glancing at Victoria. "Your daddy didn't come with you to the store?" Emma looked down. "I don't have a daddy. It's just me and mommy. But mommy works a lot." Victoria's heart shattered. She'd been so consumed with her company, chasing success, that she'd missed what mattered most. David's sacrifice had shown her that. "Emma," she said, kneeling beside her daughter, "Mommy's sorry for being on the phone so much. From now on, I'll be here for you. Really here." Emma's face lit up. "Really?" Dr. Hassan emerged from the operating room, looking weary but hopeful. "Are you David Martinez's family?" "I'm his son," Tommy said quickly. Victoria stood. "We're friends." "How is he?" "Stable," the doctor said. "The bullet missed his heart by inches, but there was internal bleeding. We've stopped it. He'll recover, but he can't work for at least 2 months." Tommy's face fell, and Victoria understood why. No work meant no money for rent, food, or anything else. "Can we see him?" she asked. "Room 314, Dr. Hassan said." David looked fragile in the hospital bed, tubes and monitors surrounding him. Tommy climbed onto a chair, taking his father's hand. "I'm here, Dad," he whispered. Emma placed the toy figurine from the store on David's bedside table. "It's for him," she said softly. "So he knows I won't forget." Victoria held Emma close, tears in her eyes. "We'll never forget." Over the next few days, Victoria visited daily, bringing dinner, helping Tommy with homework, and getting to know David. He was quiet, thoughtful, and fiercely devoted to Tommy, caring little for money or status. He remembered Emma's favorite color, made her laugh with silly jokes, and listened to her stories with genuine interest. "You don't have to keep coming," David said one evening as Victoria helped Tommy with math. "I know you're busy." Victoria looked up from Emma's coloring book. "I used to think I was busy. But I was hiding from what matters, my daughter, being happy, being present. You saved Emma's life, David, but you might have saved mine, too." As David recovered, Victoria learned about his life. He worked 2 jobs, days at the store, nights cleaning offices, to afford their small apartment and Tommy's school clothes. He never complained, despite the weight of loss and struggle since Sarah's death. Tommy was kind and bright, sharing his toys with Emma and including her in everything. Emma, usually quiet, began to laugh more, eager for hospital visits to see Mr. David and Tommy. One day in the car, Emma asked, "Why does Tommy's daddy work so much?" Victoria explained, "Because he loves Tommy and wants to take care of him." Emma tilted her head. Like how you work a lot because you love me. Victoria paused at a red light, meeting Emma's eyes in the rearview mirror. I thought that's why I worked so much. But I was forgetting to take care of you. I'm trying now, sweetheart. Every day. When David was discharged, Victoria drove them to their rundown apartment building. The sight made her heart sink, peeling paint, a neighborhood that felt unsafe. This is us, David said, masking his embarrassment. It's not much, but it's home. Inside, the apartment was small but spotless, filled with second-hand furniture and Sarah's photos. Tommy's drawings covered the fridge. Dad, you hungry? Tommy asked, heading to the kitchen. I can make sandwiches. Victoria, who'd never made a sandwich in her life, followed. Tommy patiently showed her how, and Emma set the table with napkins. As they ate in the cramped kitchen, Victoria felt more at home than in her sprawling mansion. What happens now? David asked quietly. The doctor said no work for 8 weeks. Victoria had an idea. Hear me out. My company has a guest house, empty, in a good school district. You and Tommy can stay there, no rent, no bills. Just focus on getting better. David shook his head. That's too much. I don't take charity. It's not charity, Victoria said firmly. It's what friends do. Tommy's eyes lit up. Dad, Emma could come play every day. Emma clapped. Please, Mr. David. David looked at their hopeful faces and relented. The guest house was a palace compared to their old apartment. Tommy had his own room, a big bed, a desk. David had a quiet space to heal, and the kids had a sprawling backyard. Victoria started leaving work early to cook with them, teaching Emma and Tommy simple recipes. David helped Emma with reading, and Tommy taught her to ride a new bike Victoria bought. One evening, watching the kids play on a tire swing, David said, Sarah would have liked you. Victoria smiled. Tell me about her. She was a nurse, David said. She believed the best way to honor your life was to make someone else's better. Victoria's eyes welled up. I've been measuring success all wrong. Their friendship deepened. Victoria learned to braid Emma's hair and play board games. David showed her that Emma needed her presence, not just expensive gifts. Tommy and Emma became inseparable, like siblings, sharing toys and creating secret games. One night, Tommy said, Dad, I like it here. I like Emma and Victoria. Are we friends forever? David kissed his forehead. I hope so, buddy. Emma had a similar talk with Victoria. Mommy, I don't want Tommy and Mr. David to leave. We're like a family now. Victoria's heart raced. What do you mean, sweetheart? Tommy says his mommy's in heaven, watching. I think she sent them so we wouldn't be lonely. Victoria's feelings for David had grown beyond gratitude. He was genuine, devoted, nothing like the ambitious men she dated. But she worried, what could she offer someone so rich in love and purpose? David had his own doubts. Victoria was successful, powerful. Why would she want a life with a struggling single dad? Unbeknownst to them, Emma and Tommy were scheming. They love each other, Emma whispered as they built a backyard fort. We need to help them see it. Their plan was simple. Emma asked, Mr. David, isn't my mommy pretty? David nearly choked. Well, yes, Emma. Very beautiful. Victoria blushed. Tommy chimed in, Mommy, isn't Mr. David nice? Very nice, Victoria agreed, smiling. The kids exchanged grins. Emma drew a picture of 4 stick figures, her, Victoria, David, and Tommy, labeled our family. Tommy wrote a school essay about Victoria, calling her his hero for saving his dad and making their lives better. When he brought it home, Victoria's eyes filled with tears. On a rainy Saturday, as they cleaned the kitchen after dinner, David spoke. Victoria, these past 2 months have been the best since Sarah died. Not just the house, but you. You've made us a family again. Victoria's heart pounded. David, you think I'm out of your league. You gave me my daughter back. You showed me what love looks like. I love you. David took her hands. I love you, too. I love how you've learned to braid Emma's hair, how you get excited over unburned pancakes, how you listen to Tommy like he's the only person in the world. From the living room, Emma whispered, "Tommy, it worked." Shh.